for this exercise was to enhance visibility for WorkIndia post lead generation. So the user flow that we are imagining is I am an employer on WorkIndia. I go upload the details that I want, and let's say I get a list of leads. After that point is where the current model of WorkIndia stops. Right? So you have nothing after that point, which is why you have no feedback loop, you have no visibility into anything. So our approach is any sort of data that we can get into WorkIndia post providing leads is beneficial for us. You have lead generation, right? And that's where WorkIndia currently stops. Right? After the lead generation happens, on the employer side, I need to go in and call candidates, hire, like figure out whom to hire, make a hiring decision. After I've hired a person, there's a short-term visibility and then there's a long-term visibility. Short-term is within 10 days of the hire being made, and long-term is 6 months to 1 year of the hire being made. Since going in, so we need to here decide what sort of visibility do we want. Our visibility stops here. Ideally, if I could get to know the entire end-to-end life cycle of, I got a hire, and the next time that I need to hire somebody, if I can get visibility up to that point, that's like the best case scenario, but that's not possible. Which is why we broken this down to short-term and long-term. We, for this exercise, only be focusing on improving visibility between lead generation and short-term visibility, right? What do we want to track? Because when we go in and we say we want to increase visibility, what do we want to know, right? We want to know is the hiring. Why this? Which is the number of candidates hired divided by the number of leads that an employer contacted, right? This could be across the organization. So, for WorkIndia, every lead that is contacted, how many were hired, right? This is the North Star metric for us that we want to improve and track because it leads to a lot of other side effects that we can probably measure, right? Let's say we have this number. We can measure what is the lead quality per source. So we have leads coming from a different place, right? Person onboarding themselves, us going to maybe other people and figuring out, right? Per source, we can find out what's the lead quality. So we double down more on that source. The second thing is effectiveness of matching algorithm. So for each user that we're able to, if we're able to maximize this number for each user, that also shows that our matching algorithm is pretty good, right? So I had to show you 10 leads for you to get 2 hires. That's better than I have to show you 100 leads to get 2 hires. So that's the highest metric that we want to track. Another one related to it is what we're calling lead touch percentage, which is I gave you 100 leads, but you only contacted 50. So that's 50 divided by 100. So those are the 2 metrics that we want to track. Talking about what data points we want to capture in our visibility. So it can be split into 2 parts. What data points about the employer and what data points about the candidate. About the candidate, we primarily want to know is the contact number that they've given us genuine and their seriousness for the role, right? Are they coasting along or are they really serious? Seriousness for role is a very qualitative, difficult to measure and verify metric, which is why we will not focus on it. Contact genuineness is what we primarily focus on. On the employer side, we couldn't think of much to verify here because much of the verification process happens early on, right?
Yeah, so batch leads is very simple. Let's say we generate 100 leads for someone and we only show them the number for the first one. First one has a call option, and when you call that person, you give the feedback on the platform. Were you able to connect to them? Were you able to call them for an interview, or they were not the right way? Whatever the feedback might be, it can be one simple chip that you click, and after that we show you the next lead. The lead is already there. We just give you the option to call the next person. That batch can be one person, 5 leads at a time, or 10 leads at a time. That is the first solution that we thought of. So yeah, the user flow is simple. The employer gets a list of potential candidates, picks one lead, calls them, gives feedback for the respective lead, moves on to employer, right? So employer benefits includes that there is less friction in hiring a new employee. Manager is not overwhelmed with the choice, and long term we will have a better recommendation for them depending on what feedback they give.
Benefits to us are pretty obvious. We get to know whether or not the contact is genuine, whether or not basically they submit good or bad essentially, right? So good lead, bad lead. That's what we get to know. It's more of a friction on the employer side, but yeah, I mean we haven't looked into that. But the solution that we have is more of an addition to our current business model, which is a 5 or 10 day extended support. So what we're doing is you have your monthly subscription, right? 3,000 rupees a month for the employer. When you're purchasing the monthly subscription, you have an option to add an add-on, which is kind of like an insurance, right? So you give me 1,000 rupees extra, and what I'll do is instead of just giving you the leads, I'll give you support till the person is hired and 10 days of the first 10 days of their job, right? So let's say they're hired and they don't report for the job, right? They ask you money for the bus ticket and then they don't show up, we'll recompensate for you that. Or the method of recompensation could be decided, but that's the overall idea, right? So you either give them monetary compensation or you give them a few extra leads, right? Right, you could figure out, what number of days you want, and the benefit to us is it ensures the actual job to be done is complete, right? To hire a person, not just generally. You can actually hire a person and replace one, right? If they come in, make a theft of 10,000 rupees, you probably pay them 10,000 rupees again. But yeah, an actual hire is made. It's an end-to-end solution. Solidifies WorkIndia's proposition in the market. It's different from the others. Benefit to us is that we know about hire rates, right? So when we say that we'll support you after you've made a decision, we need to know whether you hired somebody. So we know the actual hire rate on the ground, right? And also fraud reports. So if somebody does a fraud with you, we have that candidate, blacklist them in our database, don't show them moving forward. Enhance the quality of our data.
Or solutions, which is very, very simple, as we are already aware that we have already shared all the leads with the employer. Now, the employer started calling them and then talking with the leads. So this is the place where exactly the gap is. So we come up with the mini CRM options. So mini CRM is basically once employer receive the leads, on that particular system itself, like WorkIndia portal itself, you can mark the lead activities. So you can see that there are multiple leads you receive, the call you made, the calls picked, and the callbacks needed. So it's a platform. So basically, whenever we say we want output from the employer, it means we have to give some value, right? So for employer, they are getting one add-on option. They are getting benefit that they are not paying or they are not purchasing any CRM outside the box. They got the CRM inside the product itself. So this is one of the very useful things for the employer. So that's why we have given this option. And in futures, even we can give the option for AI voice call option, so that voice will directly call to the lead and then system will receive the lead. So I think this is where WorkIndia will have some idea like what is going on after sending the leads to the employer. So this is the
instead of just a mini CRM, what we'll do is phone calls. When we give them the number, right, we'll give them a masked number which routes through our phone calling system, right? So when the employee calls the employer, it first comes to us and then we route it forward. So we know who called whom, who was outreach, who was not outreach. We know the exact percentage of how many people actually made the call, right? And how many people actually converted. And also in the future, it helps us. Never mind. Also in the future, it helps us automate a lot of the callbacks, because we have a CRM of, for this person, these many callbacks were done, but they didn't pick up. So we automatically integrate voice AI models and help them call back these specific set of people automatically, right? Okay, this is.
To add on this, why we are using this CRM means mainly, for example, we will give all the leads to the employer. For example, out of 10, he will say that 5 people are pick the call and 5 people not pick the call. We don't have a track whether they pick the call or not. Through the CRM, we can get a track whether they pick or not reachable, or something happened like that. We can get a track on that. That is the main thing. And in solution one, what we are mainly focusing is stress reduce for the employer. Then we will get a good clients for us only. What will happen means, for example, if we send, as I said, Kavina, 20,000 of leads, if we give means, for so maybe not reachable is the more, like that it would be happen. For that reason, what we are doing is batch wise we are giving the leads. For example, in first batch, for understanding what client is requirement, we will give only 10 leads number only. That time, if he gives good feedback that out of 10, he signed 5 people and not hired 5 people. Yes, we will get a track of 5 people who they don't hire. Then from our end only, we will call who is not hired for that particular requirement, we will get a good feel. What will be the feedback? We will get to know. What are the things he asked? What is his requirement? Those things we will get to know. Means then next batch of 10 or 20 what we are giving, we will rectify before sending him. Then the success rate would be first time it is 5, then it would be, for example, it would be 80% or 90% is click. Means for example, he will come after 6 or 1 year, he will decide to whom should I go. Means he will come to us only. That is the requirement we are working on it. Thank you.
Just the benefits of this for the employer, it's like most of the issues in lead management are solved. I don't need to keep track of how many did I call, how many did I not reach out, how many do I need to reach back to. Benefit to us is humongous. We get to know the lead touch percentage, how many people are actually calling. We get to know the visibility into the exact drop off point. So let's say we gave them 100 leads. We see most people stop calling after 20 leads, right? That is a very crucial insight that, position your leads such that within the first 20 you actually close somebody, and feed this data into sales to enable follow-ups. People haven't called, sales can do that. In the future, automated callbacks can be arranged. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Solutions where we are just some random solutions we thought of, like generating a legal contract, post-hire, and maybe worker replacement. So you hire somebody, they leave, we replace somebody. It's random things, not very much related to the business model, but yeah, those are.
Thank you. Can you go to first solution? So here you are mentioning you will only give one lead at a time, right?
It could be decided batch-wise.
Batch would be of anything.
Yeah.
If I have 200 matched leads for you, I'll give you 50. Now this depends whether you're a B2B client or a B2C client. If you're a B2C client, I probably only have 5 leads for you, in which case I'll show you 2 leads first. But if you're a B2B client, I probably have 30 leads for you, in which case I'll show you 10 leads.
Because instead of wasting his time and us time, we are rectifying the thing in the initial stage.
And how would you prioritize these leads?
This could be like, what I'm assuming is our lead generation platform will get a list, right? With the first time, the next time. Because I don't think the leads are sorted in any specific order.
Yeah.
And also we would want people to come and fill the feedback, right, for each of the 10 leads that they call. So probably I'll position my higher matched leads towards the end, and the low match leads towards the start.
And one more thing we can implement in further means based upon the location, we can sort out the leads on the particular work. We can sort it out with algorithms, and we will give the particular location and particular requirement how it is means. Like that, we can lead generate those things and sort it out further. We can do that.
And one more question. Can you go to solution 3 which you mentioned?
One second. Can you go to solution 2?
Yeah.
So you said 5 to 10 day extended support. What does support entail here?
Support is, we haven't solidified what support means.
No.
High level ideas are, somebody asked money to come and give the interview, they didn't show up, you paid the money, so the 1,000 rupees will probably refund. Or we could give you 10 additional leads, right, which maybe you had expired from your current bank. Or we could extend your subscription by half a month, 15 days. Any sort of remuneration that we can give to the employer for any inconvenienced cost.
Okay. So it's essentially you are just getting the data from the employer.
Essentially, it's a way to get the
exchange
data.
of some sort of
Essentially, it's
benefit.
just a way to get this one number is what I'm doing.
Instead of losing a good customer, we are
So even if there is no proper support system, it's fine. The employer just needs to give us the info and we'll give him some monetary.
Yeah, because this solution will only be enabled after you tell us whether you've made a hire.
You may get the biased data here because employer will only come to you and give you the data when the experience was not good. Because he knows that additional support will be used.
Only when the experience is bad, then
Maybe
we get
you
to
will.
know.
So we can put in terms and conditions like that. Like we need to know today if you made a hire today. We need because we could ideate about that.
Yes,
Yeah, we will get that one.
Yeah.
Solution 2 is obvious, but third one is actually a good solution.
Yeah.
Giving them additional value as a CRM,
Yeah.
then have a full control over what their complete journey. Then you have a full control over full data.
You have a question on 3.
Yeah, I had a question opposite to this. Given the persona of audience which we are working with, a person who wants to hire 2-3 people or 5-6 people at a go, will they be willing to use CRM? Maybe you would have
They could target the B2B segment.
So is there a target B2B for CRM solution? Because if B2B is there, they would have their own CRM. I'm assuming.
See, it depends. Let's say I have a mom and pop store, I just need one person. CRM not useful. Let's say I have a small vegetable shop, I need to hire 5 people, I'll at least have to interview 10. In that case, I think it's useful because managing 10 people on WhatsApp is slightly difficult.
It would be more than 10 or 20.
So it actually depends on how many leads have been generated for you. If it's more than maybe 15, that's where the use case actually shines.
Maybe I think Kavin, a question to you. Since CRM is a standard solution for this kind of use cases, right? If anything, tracking gives you CRM, is there any specific reason no platform is using CRM?
I think for B2B, as you said, it would be one of the reasons they already have solution, internal tools that they are already using B2B, right? So that is one. Second, B2C people would not be like habituated to use technical products. As 70% people, they are using the platform for the first time. So, and also it will not solve completely because they don't have that expectation that I have to make calls. So use case of that product will be reduced because they are expecting candidates will be reaching out to me. So I like the masked wala jo solution
For B2B.
which you suggested. It could be masking on both the sides, that I mask employer number also, so that when candidate is reaching out, I get the update about employer, whether employer is picking up or not, what discussion has happened, XYZ, and opposite when employer is also reaching out.
Because I think when I was talking to her, one insight I got was they expect calling from candidates.
Is more, expectation to get the call.
Then I don't think
to
this
get-
makes sense.
Yeah, then in that case, maybe if CRM is there, they might not use it. Then the
But yeah,
problem would be how to educate them because that would be valuable for them.
CRM could work out when your employer is buying AI feature also with you, because when you are integrating AI and your AI is using the CRM, so you are giving a CRM report that okay, AI reached out to this 10 people, this is the report. I think that way CRM will
I
make
think
sense.
that would be helpful. Like in Salesforce, AI dialer is a feature.
Right.
So if anything, which dials them and give them insight, okay, this person
Uses
is
the
interested.
report, हाँ, तो it will
And
work
then वो
out.
report से then they will reach out. Candidate को reach out करके they will make a call.
But I think one opportunity here is that instead of a full-fledged CRM, they are pitching it as a mini CRM.
Mini CRM.
So even if there are only 10 calls, I'll just give you a basic level information on these 10 calls, that these 10 people called you or you called these 10 people, and then it would incentivize them to fill out the information what happened with these 10 people.
Currently, what is the user flow? There is nothing shown in the dashboard.
There is a drop down which has multiple status of employer. They can select the status, but it's an ad hoc additional effort because I have to do it for every candidate which I am
The
reaching
use
out.
case that the CRM shines, it's not actually the CRM itself. It's more of the phone routing that we are doing and the automated data capture. Essentially, that's the one. So even without the CRM, you could implement the phone routing, right?
Yeah.
And don't give them the direct call number. Direct it through yourself, which is what Rapido, Swiggy, everybody does, right?
Yeah.
So therein you know who's calling whom and how many calls are made. So CRM is more of a way to make it pretty for the user, but the actual use cases we want to know through the phone system who's calling whom.
But I think phone routing is only getting you halfway there. The second half is something the CRM could help out with. Probably. That could be ideated on.
Yeah, like improved version of CRM where reports are also generated with the help of AI. I think that might solve the problem.
Even instead of having a proper CRM like rows and columns, we could probably generate an audio summary of, send it over to WhatsApp to the mom and pop store owner saying, you called 5 people, 3 of them are like not available now, or like these 2 people are really showing interest, try calling them back.
Yeah,
Something like that.
Which can be shared.
Send it on WhatsApp. Don't give them a PDF is what I would say.
I think
In the solution, when you are planning to capture feedback on all of the leads.
That's high friction. We could have a balance. You do A/B testing, see 5 mein what's the sweet spot. 1 is too much friction. 10 is too less information for us, right? So we could find a sweet spot.
Okay, well, feedback not for all the leads. I was like, okay.
See, ideally, I want all.
All like okay, if I'm called one number and then I give the feedback, another number,
I call
another
the number.
feedback.
Is this number genuine? Yes, no. Then you get the second number. Then you get the third number. You could do it for 5 at a time. You could do it for 10 at a time.
You get all the feedback on all the leads. Just that.
It's just high friction.
Work for them.
But we
Main
can
thing
figure out a
is we
sweet
need to know
spot.
success rate. What could be the
Even if you do 1 in 10, it's better than what we have now. Right now we have 0 visibility. Then we have at least 10% if you're doing 1 in 10.
Cool.
whether our leads are giving good approach or not, we have to find out.
So